You know, I've found copywriters to break out into one of two categories, either valued copywriters or undervalued copywriters. What's the difference and how do you make sure you're on the valued side? Stay tuned in this video. Hey, it's Alzay Calhoun with Coveted Consultant. And yeah, I find copywriters to break out into one of two categories. Well-paid, valued copywriters and underpaid, undervalued copywriters. What's the difference? You know, I can see the case for how someone may end up being an undervalued copywriter because the work seems easy to do. You know, I can type into a keyboard and create some copy and send it off. And if I choose to outsource it, well, then it's just because I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to write the long article. I want to write the long white paper or whatever. That's how they got to do it. You know, now on the flip, the value copywriters know that digital marketing expands with every day. It involves more and more things and tools and strategies with every single day. And all of those strategies require some level of copy. And so the level of versatility required in a copywriter in today's time is greater, broader than it has ever been before. The rub for you is how do you structure your services to show that you have that level of ability? How do you maintain your premium standing and all of that stuff? Well, let's look at the board and see a few examples. Let's look at a really straightforward example. Let's think about writing email follow-up, like an autoresponder series. But before you go off writing an autoresponder series for anybody, let's look at the process of getting that done. Show your client the methodology that you use to get to the highest level email follow-up copy you possibly can. And when you get to the end goal, what you have here should be measurable. So either it's a number of messages or it is a response that you expect or an open rate you expect or a click-through you expect, what have you. But in your process, everyone needs to know what you're working towards. So there's an objective set of metrics we can all agree on before we get started. Now you can begin to work backwards. So you can't write any or you can't measure anything until you actually have installed the copy somewhere. So it's got to be inside a service to be sent out, right? So it's got to get into a service. You can't put it in a service unless it's been drafted in some way. So you're going to have to draft and get it approved by whoever's involved in that process. All right? Before that, the client's got to send you some information. So send me the current copy you've got, what you thought about, what you tried, etc., and then we can begin from there. So the idea here is that you're showing your client that there's a process involved with getting to the end result. There's no magic here. You need your client engaged in each of these steps. And when you're working with premium clients, they actually want to be engaged. They want to know what's happening here. You also need to reflect back to them that you can handle the process as needed. So if they need follow-ups, if they need meetings done, if they need, other people need to see the copy, etc., you can handle that somewhere inside your process. Let's look at another example. Let's think about a video sales letter. Now, again, before you go launching into a video sales letter, you got to show the client the process of getting to the highest level video sales letter possible. Now, in its simplest, a video sales letter is a series of slides with someone's voice being recorded over the top of them. But keeping people's attention for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever is a lot harder than it sounds. And so you understand that, reflect that in your process. So when you think about the video sales letter, there's got to be a series of objective metrics you can agree on before we get started. So the video should be a certain length, certain number of slides, it should get a certain response, whatever. But however you need to work, there should be objective metrics that you are prepared to be held accountable to. Now you can work backwards. So you know what you want to have happen here. Going backwards, you got to get this voiceover thing done, right? So it's got to be your client's voice over these slides, right? I mean, it's their business. Well, you got to get a process for that. Let's go one step behind that. If slides aren't made, then no one can do the actual voiceover, right? So someone's got to make the slides and get those approved. Before that, you've got to get clear on a client's voice and tone. What do they want to communicate? What's most important? Establish those main bullet points, etc. Now, laying this out on a website so it looks cute is one thing. Being able to deliver your services in this way is something different. So you need your own process for how you establish a client's voice and tone and get there efficiently, right? Not 19 different meetings. Efficiently establish their voice and tone in major content points. Then you can move into drafting the slides. You use your templates, your tools, your tricks, all those things that copywriters know about, so you can effectively and efficiently create relevant slides and get them approved. But then you get here to the voiceover, and you know that any homework you give to the client is up for debate. You may or may not get it back on time, right? So what if in your process, you set a date and time early on that says, hey, we're gonna do the voiceover together on X date, X time. And you don't have to be there with them physically. You can be on the phone, you can do it via Skype, but the point is to make sure that the client doesn't break your timeline. So you hold the client accountable, you're there with them, and then the VSL can get launched when it's supposed to, and you can begin to measure your metrics. Your job is to outline this for the client so they know what their involvement is. They know what their involvement is at each step. If you don't show them this roadmap, they assume they can just send you some stuff and you'll make a letter and it costs $200. And you know that's not fair nor appropriate. So if you'll accept the challenge of getting this organized and you'll present yourself with this level of professionalism, then your client will appreciate you as the premium level service provider that you deserve to be. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, it's Alzay again, and I really hope you enjoyed that video. I realize that things can look really simple and clean and neat and easy when they're laid out on a whiteboard, but trying to apply these things inside your business can have their own level of frustration. So what do you do now? What are your next steps? Well, if you want to watch another video, you can. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you probably should. But if you're over the information and you want help packaging and selling your unique consulting services, there's a program that I have, and you can get information on that program via a free training available right now on this page somewhere. So again, thank you for your time for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.